my daughter, when she had her first crush in school, she came and told me first. I would say they trusted me more, or maybe I was a cooler guy. That's why, maybe I was a good cop.
In my house, I'm the good cop, I'm the bad cop. Basically, I'm Singham. I'm everything.
She just had to say, I love you, Baba. That's the only time I've heard her say that to me. And I was bawling.
She helped me understand a safe space to express my emotions.
You guys were busy. You didn't even know whether there's dhania in the fridge, and suddenly y'all are now talking about emotions, skincare. You are going to Sephora to choose lip oils with your daughter. How the hell did this happen? What is this new age parenting? Please tell me.
I thought at least enjoy this a lot, going shopping with them and things like that. And when we go shopping, it's like proper. That scene from the movie Sholay, Aadhi Idhar Ja, Aadhi Jao. So like my wife says, they all go there, you go there, I go here. And they're such professional shoppers that when they meet themselves in the shopping, they do they don't each other, Then they give a call, can everybody with their shopping come to the dressing room, and they all try.
So what is your job in this?
I just sit over there
and pay.
I know I have to also, this is looking good, this is looking bad, And my wife will also, I look like an auntie. Mom, you're an auntie. You are. They don't need my money. They already have their own money.
We were discussing this, that the moment we cherish is when your daughter comes back from school.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You have 2 daughters, and they're both teenagers. One is a young adult.
Right.
Do you have the patience to go shopping with them?
Yeah. We always go. Whenever we've traveled, even internationally, it's always, we all shop together. I mean, and then I'm a part, whether they're shopping at any kind of store. It could be a Sephora, it could be any women's store, it could be accessorized store. I mean, our opinion is always taken from me as well.
What about you? Your daughter is still young.
Yeah, she's going to be 9 now, but I'm actually the person who shops the most at home. So I but can they keep up with me rather than me keeping up with them?
But for yourself or for the...
I can shop for everybody in the house. I love it. It's just my favorite thing to do is shop.
Retail therapy, it's called. You thought only women could do that?
For me, becoming a father, the interesting thing was that I didn't know what that meant because no one gave me a guide. And so I actually asked my wife, what do you not want to do? She said, I don't want to do nights. I don't want to change potty diapers. And so I have changed every potty diaper. I've done every single night for 9 years now. Because we have a son as well. So that at some point in the transition of, okay, I don't have to do this anymore, then we had a son.
Son is the older one.
Son is the younger one. He's 4.
So you already had practice.
Yeah, I had practice with him.
Y'all have just said that it's changed. Parenting has changed. Y'all are these new age fathers. But women always ask, how do you do it all? Your job, your children, your responsibilities at home. But nobody asks you guys this, right? Why don't they ask y'all? Since y'all are doing it all, why don't they ask
I completely relate to what he's been through, because when I was awake every night, when after feeding, I used to burp them. I mean, I've done it thrice. I have 3 kids. Manisha has never gone to a gynec appointment on her own.
I know that. She's never even gone to a hairdresser on her own. I know that too. There's a joke about Dabboo that even when he's in the bathroom, one hand is out holding Manisha's because they have that together.
I also think parenting is obviously sharing the responsibility. It's just not everything can't be on mom. Like, I remember when my kids were growing, my wife was a hairdresser. She had a full day standing job. She needed the rest. And the kids used to go to school for the football practice, which is like 5:45 in the morning. So take them for football practice, then they come back, get them ready, drop them back to school. So I said, listen, I'll take care of this.
Sometimes things that sound too good to be true may just be too good to be true.
I'm telling you,
because
honestly.
I was with your wife. We were in this group called Rasta Chhap where we used to paint dead trees.
Yeah.
And
she never mentioned this to you. No.
She not only did she not mention this, but she was also fielding calls from your daughters about various things. And there was no mention of tell dad to do it. It was all her doing it too.
Listen, I should give them, I love mathematics, I love science. So right from, I think, 4th, 5th grade till 9th. Then after that, I couldn't understand it. It got too technically for me. I used to help them with all the homework to such an extent. Some mother used to call up my wife. Hey, listen, this is how do you do this question? She's saying, call up my husband. And that random lady in the middle of my work, she called me up and say, hey, this sum, how do you solve it? And this something. I was like, okay, ma'am, I'll call you back. And then I'm sitting and solving and explaining to how to do that. So this is genuine.
So this is just one way of being a ladies' man, I suppose, having the mothers call you for homework.
I don't think the expectation has changed though. My wife and I worked together our entire marriage, but almost 13 years we worked together. I've had scenarios where she was at home because we just had a kid. And I would like, 1 second, I'll come here for an hour to say hello and I'll go back. And someone say, but why are you going back? Your wife's at home. The expectation is the fact that, oh, she's there, so why can't you stay? But otherwise, no, it's because I know at some point she has to rest and I have to go take care of the baby. But no, we can manage. So the response is always that. It's changed a lot now. And I'm talking about like 5-6 years ago. At some point, you got to think about, okay, what am I kind of adding in as a dad that is not trying to replace what she does, but doesn't make it entirely her thing to do.
So when you get stuck,
Yeah.
who do you go to? You have a support group, or do you just go to the mom?
So if I don't know, I go to her because she's my partner in this and say, okay, what should I do on this? And the whole fact is, I shouldn't have to go to her again. My point is to her is always like, the first time I don't know, if you don't know, we'll both figure it out together. Like burping, she didn't know how to do it, neither did I. So we went on YouTube and we typed it out and I saw a tutorial video the way we would always do, and I learned burping off a YouTube video.
It was Dabboo's video, basically.
Right. So in cases like that, that's what we would do. Like I'm an expert at, I'm just going to give fair warning. I will speak a lot about baby poop because it has been
Okay.
for a long.
That is no.
Is that I have changed diapers in the weirdest of places all over the world. In that case, if she has to do it, she'll call me. Saying, okay, 1 second. How did you figure it out in this tiny small shack somewhere on the coast of Portugal?
But see, the point is, for you, that's an anomaly. If you tell me, I will say, of course it is. I've changed a diaper in every strange place, and it's not a talking point because it is ingrained.
Yeah.
So maybe certain things have changed, but the basis has still not really moved dramatically. Now, I want to know one thing. You all have been raised, especially the older people here, in a very different way.
Sure.
So now you're raising a daughter.
Correct.
What are you doing differently with your daughters that your parents did not do with you?
Whatever I've learned or I had to unlearn was watching parents. Our parents, like most other people, kids growing up, middle class, Punjabi families, whatever, very strict disciplinarians. Homework karo, class mein first आओ. For them, it was not about showing as much love, but showing that you do well in life. Success is the be all end all. So whatever I do is learning from my father saying, shit, that didn't work out well. Because that alienated me from my own father. Because I was so scared. Because my dad was so strict. So with my daughter, I'm just a teddy bear. I swear, I said, I want to be the best father in the world. And do whatever you want. I will accept you for what you do, whatever you do on your side. When you were growing up, if anything went wrong, for example, you dropped something, you were not concerned that I've heard myself, you say, shit, mom kya kahegi? Shit, dad kya kahegi? So there is this element of fear that was put in, which I said should not be the case. Because the biggest thing I think you can give your child is the sense of worth and trust.
Dabboo, you have 2 daughters. Do you agree with this sort of lenient way of raising, your children, your daughters? And when you draw the line, how do you decide that I have to draw the line there?
Surprisingly, my parents were not, they were very chilled also. Even for my mom to let me go into photography in the 80s and 90s, it was a big decision. At that point, photography was not even a career option. When I couldn't take over dad's business, my mom took it over.
Wow.
And first few years, while I was assisting a photographer, she ran the show. And but my dad's health was not too good at that point. So she didn't let me say, you need to leave this job and you need to start coming to this. She went to the store and she started, supporting the whole house. So I think I learned a lot from her in terms of values, in terms of the way we were brought up. Between Manisha and me, we try and play good cop, bad cop.
She's the bad cop, for sure.
Dump it to
I've
the
seen
mom.
this.
No.
I'm okay.
You can ask her.
Mom won't let you do it.
No, you can ask her. I am the strict dad in front of my kids. Yes, because also maybe I speak less, but when I speak, they take it more seriously. Yeah. So I think we've been lenient overall, but when there's a line to be drawn, it is that we don't go too crazy as well.
One thing which I've always wanted to do whenever I became a dad was that I want to know what my kids are interested in. Like, what are they excited by, right? My daughter loves art. start to play the piano. So I'm sitting with her saying, what have you learned here? Why did you pick this tune? And last night we were doing that at home. Or if she's reading a cartoon and she wants to come up with her own cartoon strip and she and I are working on it together, it's a way to get involved in their smaller interests. So then you have stuff to do together beyond talking about school or how was your day and stuff like that. That's what I do a lot of. So, and I give them a simple choice. Do you want silly papa or do you want angry papa? Right. You make the right choices, you get the silly papa. You don't make the right choices. When I say angry, it's not like I'm shouting at them. It's that now this is no fun and games. I'm weirdly enough also the stricter parent, and nobody believes it in my entire friend group, because I can stand there and have my child throw a meltdown and not budge if I believe that's what they need at that point of time.
To me, is I'm always trying to put myself in my daughter's shoes. What would I want my father to do if I was in the shoes? For example, if she's angry or upset and crying and creating a fuss, so your instant reaction will be, come on, keep it down. But my thing would be, well, if I were in that position, I would want my dad to hug me and say, it's okay, right? So I'm constantly, and that's what I tell her, that's to lead your life. I said, look, I mean, you're loved unconditionally. But as far as your behavior is concerned, you should behave the way you want people to behave with you. I'm not going to be there wherever you go. This is the basic thing. So it is to give that strong foundation. And also another thing is, I realized very early that children, and I've read about it, that children don't do as you say, they do as you do.
Yeah.
So you have to be an example. For example, I'm a stickler for language. We cannot use bad words casually. And I'll correct anyone around me if my daughter's around. So even if she says shit, so I'm just going to give her a look and she says, sorry, Dad. But then I have to do that too. Inherently, if you reason, if you have the patience, I remember one day she was, recently, so she's 13, she cut her own hair. Okay? She just took locks and that's it.
My gosh.
So I didn't know that, I didn't even notice, but she had all her hair tied. And all I could hear from her room is like mom's like shouting over there. So my daughter comes in, she's kind of VP. So what happened? We cut her hair. And my wife was still fuming that how can she do this without taking up permission? She should know this is dangerous. So my thing was, I said, but then you're being selfish. Shouldn't you be asking, what was she thinking when she chose to cut her hair? You're reacting to the situation. You're not putting yourself in the situation and say, well, did you do it as a rebellion? Was it you were just trying to cut one strand and unfortunately got a lot of strands? I think raising a child, whether it's a boy or a girl, patience has got to be number one.
And in my house, I'm the good cop, I'm the bad cop. Basically, I'm single. I'm everything. What about you? Was there a time when she said, oh, I want streaks, I want a second piercing? Does Myra have piercings?
No, she has one.
Okay.
So we never got into that, I mean, the stage of getting tattoos, or that hasn't happened to me as yet.
I mean, my daughter's too young, but what I've actually seen is if you give a kid agency from the time they're much younger, they're surprised. She wanted to play like computer games from the time she was like 5, 6, so it's always been controlled. Then we realized a year or ago that the game she's been playing for so long, which is a game called Roblox, has had some issues globally. So we went to her. She'd been playing for 3 odd years, right? So we got to stop it for this reason. She said, Papa, can you uninstall it? She just gave it to me, didn't say a word, right? Because there was a discussion and we gave it to her. Discussion, we took it away, did not say anything. But it also leads to smaller things. It's very fresh in my head, which I'm saying it. So we do something called family time end of every day. We have about 1 hour.
Oh, every day, is it?
Every day. All 4 of us spend time together for about half an hour to 45 minutes before we all go to bed. Before that is the kids go to bed. And then if you have time and energy, both of us spend some time together. I had gone to the US for a week. And I find in my bag this small bunny and a note saying family time. So my daughter's put a small stuffed bunny in there for the whole week that I'm not alone. That bunny is with me for family time every day. I did not preempt it. I literally have a photo of that bunny, and that bunny stayed with that bag of mine through the trip.
So one thing what I really felt that helped was that Myra, when she was young, she came for all my shoots. She was literally, we didn't leave her at home with the maid. The maid used to come with us and she used to be at the studio wherever I'm shooting, because my work is not such where, you know, it's like an office job.
I remember the
weekend. She always, they know where I'm going, they know exactly how I'm working. If I'm not available, if I'm not accessible, they know exactly what Dad's doing. If I'm not taking their call, he knows, the short way he won't take the call, So I think being together from the very beginning also has instilled a lot of family values.
You've got older daughters.
Yeah, elder one is 31, younger is 29, both married.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So what worked and what didn't work? Because you've already
Yeah.
seen
You
the
are the
fruit
one who
of the
can tell us that,
Yeah. What-
if this parenting experiment, because none of us have a manual.
Correct.
Even I
If
didn't
it's
have a
work.
manual. I haven't had. We also
Obviously.
learnt also on the way and reading whatever, seeing, how your parents raised you, and I think it was a mixture of all.
Tell me a little bit about, now you have these girls, they're adults.
Yeah.
What is the process of, between saying, I need to lead you around, and then you need to lead me? You have to let go. So how does that, when does that happen, and how does that
I think it happens very naturally. First of all, girls also, I think they grow up faster, wiser than, I'm assuming, than sons. They're more, they get matured, they, like, I remember there was a time when, kids when we used to go out for partying and they used to cry, take us along. But that suddenly became very quickly, we want to see what mom is wearing, and they'll comment on what you're wearing, and they say, go, go, go. Now we both sisters are there playing with each other and things like that. So I think they matured very fast. Also, I think what worked in our favor, we had a joint family. So we had my parents, my elder brother, we have a big joint family. There are certain rules, and we'll eat lunch together, dinner together, always.
Sure.
A breakfast Sunday is always together. So there are some these values which set in terms of some sort of rules in the house, very untraditional. Yeah. But as parents, like, if my dad wouldn't like if my daughter's coming home late, but I would obviously overrule that and say, no, you go. I'll handle that part of it. So all these, like, my mom used to hate it, my daughter coming late. I said, no, mom, it's okay. That let her come. We know where she is. She's calling us every time. I'm going to open the door at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Now they are sort of, guiding me in terms of my health. My one daughter is a sports nutritionist. She's after me. Like, do your this, do this. What are you eating? Like, she'll come home and I said, listen, don't come over today. You don't let me eat anything. So it's thing. I have a second daughter is a psychologist. So can you imagine one
wow.
psychologist?
Oh my God, you're dead.
I'll tell you the psychologist story. And Corona happened, I started doing a lot of comedy shows online. I started going on Zoom, corporate shows. And I didn't have a table that time on my own. So I actually used my daughter's desk, the psychologist's desk, to do my shows. And behind was this bookshelf full of psychology books. And I remember one client said, I reached, in fact, there was the CEO of the company. After that, he was making a season. And look, these comedians have to read so many books on psychology to do comedy.
So you got a credit without doing all the work.
Exactly,
What more could you want? But you're the only one out of all of us who has a daughter who's married.
Both daughters married.
Both daughters are
Both
married.
married, yeah.
Okay, so you're the only one who has two married daughters. What was that like? Did you go with them outfit shopping, jewelry shopping, everything?
Yes. I mean, the first one definitely. Because more than that was just like family time together. And then after you go shopping and they go for lunch together somewhere. So the lunch was more interesting. But they wanted my opinion, Yeah. So first 2-3 times when she was choosing the main lehenga for her shadi, she said, Papa, I want you to be there, I want your opinion.
Earlier, parents used to just have jewelry. We used to save up for when the daughter got married. Now we buy it, for them to commemorate a moment or whatever. My daughter's most precious piece of jewelry is this little pendant that is shaped like a dog, Mr. Jeeves. You're very familiar with, and it has a little tiny diamond on it. So when you give your daughters a piece of jewelry, have you given your daughters a piece of jewelry so far?
Why does the jewelers?
Of course. Well, the diamonds are okay.
And funnily enough, she doesn't like it. I mean, she's not much. Her style is more grunge. So mom's always putting it, taking it. Well, it kind of hurts me and stuff. But yeah.
Wait till she grows up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
My daughters have bought a bit of. Now they're just getting into it. Once they moved into the teens, they started enjoying jewelry. And earlier it used to be mostly gizmo gifts. When I was in the US, I had to actually do video calls or send pictures of all the pieces available, and then they used to pick up and choose from that.
My daughter's actually got into jewelry my wife's side is Sindhi.
That's why.
It kind of came with that, right? So and the thing is, my wife doesn't like to wear as much. So my daughter actually went, I think she was like 5-6 years old, goes to my grandmother, my Pooja's mom, and said, Mama doesn't want. Show me all that stuff. So she has sorted her plan out. She has done this, like she's taken all Pooja's jewelry and she knows which one she's going to get, and she goes with Nani all the time and buys. And I collect watches. So she's like, Papa, show me your watches. And she's like, okay, these are mine. These are even given by brother, right? So she's kind of figured this thing out, and she's not even 9. So I'm like very worried as to where all of this is kind of going to go.
So the patik thing goes to her, everything goes to the brother.
You got a businesswoman there.
What have your girls taught you? Not what you all have taught them.
It's a very emotional thing. I mean, in terms of, with boys, it's It's more about playing. It's more about, I mean, like growing up also, when Manisha works with me and she could literally do all her work with the girl sitting next to her, and they would be with Shivan. It was never like that. He was like so much energy, so much. You have to constantly keep looking at boys. You can't just leave him, let him be. He's like 1 minute he's there, the second minute he's there. So with girls, it was a lot more peaceful, more chilled, and yeah, they're very emotional. I think with the girls, it's there's a big, like a bonding that happens. With guys, it's very different. I think with the boys, it's more about masti, more about like I've been to many. Like Shivang would choose going to a cricket game rather than hanging out with the family, or he wants to play, or he would go downstairs. He was always on some action or the other. With the girls, it's more about bonding, emotion.
I've never loved anything or anyone more in my life.
Oh.
I mean, it's, and I'm not just saying it. When she was like 6 months or 1 year or something, I should just look at her, and I would get scared, and I would tell Nino, just hold her. I need to back off, because with that, the innocence, they look at you, and I'll tell you an incident, and maybe that's because the girls are not masti wala, they are more emotional. Like she was I think 2 or 3, all right, and we had a birthday party, and it's what 20-25 kids were there, okay, and she kind of gets overwhelmed. So she was standing there, and I was like right behind her. I was just watching. I was observing how things go, because the nannies are there, parents are there, and some of them she obviously doesn't know. So she was getting a little overwhelmed. So I saw her and I picked her up, and I just held her tight for 2 minutes, and then when I let her go, she just had to say, "I love you, Baba." That's the only time I've heard her say that to me, and I was bawling, because for the first time in your life, you realize that you love someone so much, but you have no control over it. Strangest of things can happen, and it's gone.
Have you ever bawled over your wife?
Well, when she beats me hard, yes, very ball, really.
And I
When she
try
gets a
watching
whip
it.
out, actually, there's no. She knows, and then you cannot compare.
I've had the most intimate conversations with my daughter, which I don't think I have even believed I'm having such a young child, because she'll ask me a question, and she has this, she calls it talkie. I put her to bed every night, so I want to talkie time, and she'll ask me very pertinent questions. I suddenly say, what is empathy? Will come up Sunday at night, or she'll say that, why is this a certain way? And just the ability to share something you think about in your head and kind of comes out naturally with her. With my wife as well, I think there's something to that connection. And I don't know if it's a father-daughter thing, but it just kind of comes out. And I don't want to use the word delicate, because that sometimes becomes attributable to a gender, but it is a delicate conversation. My son gives me the best hugs. He'll just go around my neck. His 4-year-old is this goes in every morning, and the best hugs. But she is kind of like, there is something, that's all I need. She helped me understand a safe space to express my emotions.
Patience. They've taught me patience. Yeah.
Hearts.
Okay. And also, like, now there are like 3 women in my life, my wife and these 2, and they are sort of, sometimes there are tensions between me and my wife. They like come in between, and they don't really intervene, but they just try to calm things down. Secondly, like my daughter got drunk at a party when I was also there. Okay, like it was a family affair, and some young kids they went to sneak to the bar and all drank shots without realizing, and then she puked. And then next day told me, "Dad, I'm so glad I had the experience when you were around. You're not right." Rather than having it some random party with some other people, so you were there. So glad it happened. Also, second thing is that my daughter, when she had her first crush in school, she came and told me first before. So like sort of more, I would say they trusted me more, or maybe I was a cooler guy. That's why, maybe I was a good cop. Maybe I was a good cop, and my wife was a bad. Always had that sort of thing. So she thought more comfortable telling me that. So when she tells me that, then it's more responsible for me to like hold on to that and cherish that, and not sort of. She said, "Don't tell mom." I would not tell mom. Maybe later I would just tell her, "Listen, if this has happened, just easy. She's talking to me."
Your daughter also helped you in terms of styling. And if you
yeah,
wear
absolutely.
something, you wear something and going out, say, "I don't wear that. These jeans are too skinny. Don't wear this. It's out." So those things, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
When I
something
go and
what-
try something in a store, I'm abroad, I'm trying something, I'll first send the pictures on the group, and I'll call them, "Listen, I'm buying this. Is it good or no?" "No, Dad, no, it's this, that."
Same thing.
I have to ask you this.
Really
How did you
stylish.
get the first boyfriend?
I was okay with it.
I'm very worried about it.
okay, they will.
I don't know how I would react because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I have certain visual.
Crosses my mind.
You have to obviously teach them about,
Yeah.
like, when they're 16, 17, if you're going partying and all, you have to, so I assume they will probably have sex.
Correct.
You have to train them, then listen, use protection.
I think the key is that you have the channel of communication open. Like if they're trying something or something, they feel comfortable enough to tell the dad, look, which is fantastic. Yeah.
That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about whether she has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. How am I going to be in life is more my worry. Then I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm more worried about how I'll be.
Because finally, at the end of it, the security matters a lot. Nothing else. I tell all parents, especially younger children, boys, girls, both, you have to be paranoid about, not careful. Paranoid is the word about their security. It should be with ayahs, with drivers, with school, with whatever. You have to be paranoid. So if the child says, I'm leaving at 3 and she's not home at 3:30, so we should be at 3:15, you have to start panicking. You have to kick the red button and say, where the hell, why she's not coming here, no? So that way you have to be everywhere. This is, I tell all my younger comedians who have just got kids, and just be paranoid about them, about their security. Nothing else matters.
If your daughters were sitting here and had to interview you, what would they ask you?
I mean, she asked me a lot of really deep questions. She once asked me, how did someone come to think about languages?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she'll come up with those, which we find ways to answer. But I think just personally, she asked me questions which make you think about choices you made. She's like, why do we need to live in a city? And why do you guys need to work so hard and make this money? And we could maybe live somewhere else where we could be near nature. Which actually made me think about how we live our life, which sometimes you wanted to be the other way around as a parent, but she made me and Pooja think about how we live our life a little bit more. That's actually what I learned. She's giving perspective with her questions, but I think what she would ask me the most, which I know she doesn't ask me, is that why can't I be silly all the time? Is what.
A silly dad.
Yeah, she likes a silly dad more because we're working on a comic strip together, which is called Captain Poopy Pants.
Nice.
I wonder why.
Like Captain Underpants. Gross. Okay.
Yeah, so we're working on that. So she's like, we need more time to spend on that is I think what she asked us.
When they got married, like I remember, I think both of them came together. Because I got them married in the same year, 2025. Elder one got married in
Expensive year for you.
Absolutely. And so they said, Dad, were you okay with the finances, you know?
Oh, wow.
And I am also okay. I also like, again, tell all the younger ones, please, like at some stage, tell your kids about their financial situation, finances. So I discussed with them. I said, no, this is it. I said, I've saved for you. As parents, you prepare for this day. You have saved I said, I'm comfortable, whatever you want. It's like, but all like, Dad, should I buy this lehenga or that lehenga? I said, you decide. And I think we have sort of given them enough moral value that they'll take a call like, could I buy a 15 lakh lehenga or will a 4 lakh lehenga also do? I mean, kind of a thing, because the lehenga, are so expensive. I have an entire set on lehenga. On some menu special.
You rate yourself as a dad. How much would you give yourself and what will your daughters give you? Come on.
I'd rate myself at an easy 8. I think they would also give me a 7. Yeah, a 6, 7.
Not
Like
bad.
6, 7.
Samir?
Yeah, man, 10 on 10.
I knew it. I mean, why did I even ask?
Look, I'm happy didn't say 11 of 10.
Like, it's to me like, like how I wanted to be a superstar or a big this, big that. I want to be the best dad. That's the competition now. Now you guys are my competition.
And
So
what
when
will
you,
your daughter give you? Will she give you 10 on 10?
she's a priority, man. She better give me 10 on 10.
She better give.
Better give me.
I
But
wish I
she-
had this confidence. I don't.
Yeah.
She did tell me last night I'm the best papa. So I think she'll give me a 10.
Okay.
Wow. 10.
And I give myself an 7 to an 8. I'm not sure. I think there's always things you can do. Yeah, or I can spend
But
more
doesn't
time.
best papa mean you're the only
You're the only ones.
अरे वो तीसरा वाला अच्छा था.
So that's true. So we all the best papa. We're the only papa. They would give me, I think, 7.5, 8 on 10. And to rate them, I would give them 10 on 10. Yeah. Okay.
Done. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
hope
much.
This has been fun.
Good fun.
And I hope a lot of dads learn from you guys. You all are really the best papas to all your little girls. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.